Ну что ж, всем привет. Будем проходить сюжетку Honkai и Бафибала. Так что будем ее проходить вот это вот. Ну, тут надо годовщин дофига всего. Вот эти у нас. Ивент на годовщину. Ну тут в основном шутки. Ну тут донатное говно. Ну кроме вот этого. Да, до звезды дофига. Так что да. Как я говорил, я в принципе выбил кастрюлю, потому что мне она изначально нравилась, даже когда я не узнал, что у нее есть оружие, которое мне обычно нравится в играх. Так что да, прикольный персонаж. Я ей хотел Е2 выбить, скорее всего, может быть, выбью. Но мне не повезло, что пипец, конечно. Кто мне выпал, я не помню, конечно. Ну, короче, мне на персонажа не повезло, и еще даже на оружие. Ну это вообще пипец, конечно. Так что буду еще убивать и ее попробуем. Может хотя бы Е1 хотя бы выбить. Так что да. Так ладно, давайте уже будем четко проходить. После сюжета я скорее всего, ну, я не знаю. Я вот эти вот не проходил. Если смысл проходить, я даже не знаю. Рапы я скорее всего буду проходить, потому что скорее всего там интересно даже. А вот это я скорее всего вряд ли буду записывать. Я бы не записывал, но все-таки на касторию нужно немножечко накопить этим. Так что да. После рапы, скорее всего... Если не ошибаюсь, это как кликер или симулятор менеджмента. Ну, я не знаю, есть ли смысл записывать это. Так что да. Ну, если, в принципе, не так долго, то могу записать. А так, хз. Так что да. Ладно, все, заговорились. Давайте будем проходить вот эту вот сюжетку. Ну, погнали. Вот так вот. Ой, ну чё, погнали. Черный экран, да, погнали. Ну подождем. Что? Ладно. Так, еще не смотрите на отряд, как я сказал, я любитель всякого говна поэкспериментировать, так что отряд нормальный, мне пойдет. По факту я мог бы даже за место... Нет, я могу, в принципе, сделать, мне не трудно. Типа вот так вот сделать по приколу. Чё бы и нет. Ну, проблема в том, что у Хохо хотя бы и... Ну, я первый немножечко поднял хп. Нормально с хп, вот у Херон, конечно, мало, ну... Я чуть повысил хп, конечно, ну, думаю, не прямо что критично будет. Но если прям будет не хватать хп, хотя это сюжетка, да и тем более у меня не максимальный уровень, потому что я не любитель хардкора, блять, так что да, сюжетка в любом случае будет даже легкая, если я даже буду так ходить. Так что ладно, все. Насчет отрады меня не ебите. Ладно, приступаем.
It's you, Cass. I finished the anthology of poems you lent.
I thought you'd be too preoccupied to find time for reading.
Precisely because of these obligations, I felt compelled to...
Wouldn't all these preoccupations slow your pace?
On the contrary. Knowing that time is limited can push one to overcome that...
I understand completely. During my time at the Grove, the closer it...
Precisely. As I remember, you and Finon were both disciples of the new Sporists. I assume that in Naxa's exam...
The courses Professor Anaxa taught were Introduction to Alchemy and History of Mythology.
The history of mythology, taught by the blasphemous great performer.
Now that I think about it, students would often rush to the podium during... May I ask, Lady Aglaya...
He openly dismisses people's faith and questions the very justification of the flame chase journey.
A Dromus draped in finery?
As I see it, this nickname is more of an insult. Despite his insufferable arrogance, I do hold a certain respect for his nature. Anaxagoras' life is almost like a satire. As a Chrysos heir, he refuses to...
The gods have chosen him.
He was indeed chosen by Circes. Is something weighing on you, Cass? The golden thread is quivering.
With all due respect...
In light of his assistance in the battle against the Flame Reaver, I am willing to grant him... However, if Anaxa decides to make any move that places us in danger, I will not hesitate.
Just as I feared.
The Flame Chase journey is the destined path for the Chrysos heirs. Yet he now seems more like an imp...
Still... I can't help but hope perhaps Anaxa will also overcome his limitations. Now that he knows time is
I understand your stance. But now, let's greet our guest. You're here. Does this mean you're ready to take on Orynyx's trial? It seems that this sacred beast is just...
Memmy mem, memmy mem 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 mem, memmy mem memmy mem.
Surrendering the core flame is a Chrysos heir's duty. However, I urge you to carefully consider the risks of it. From that point onward, your fate will be forever intertwined with ours. Never to... It's exceedingly rare to find a capable Chrysos heir. There are still many priests of Yanissopolis, and that is...
Mem worry. Memmy memmy mem, memmy mem mem mem, memmy mem mem memmy mem, mem memmy mem mem mem, here memmy mem mem, mem 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 mem, memmy mem 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 memmy mem 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 mem, mem mem mem, memmy mem mem mem.
It looks like you know that titan rather...
Memmy mem mem, memmy mem mem mem, memmy mem 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 mem, mem mem.
Memories that exist outside of your own...
I can't explain why, but I can vouch for Mem's words. When I was in the Abyss, I heard the Titan.
Since you've made your decision, go back to the bath chamber and get some rest. It is difficult for me, as the guide, to absolve myself from blame for when the dust settles. I hope that we'll have the chance to have a long chat regarding.
Mister, may everything go well for you. It's nothing. Previously, I lent her an anthology of poems that Lady Drianne had gifted to me. Although personal properties should be cleared out once their owner has passed on. No, it's just an ordinary book. It just contains an allegory. In a faraway land, in a city known as Styxia, it swallowed the princess of the city whole before it was suppressed. Overwhelmed by grief, the queen hired an alchemist to resurrect the princess.
Mem? Mem? Memmy?
I actually think so.
Mem? Mem? Me, mem?
The author of this book is Archepia, a wandering bard who traveled to many... Among the things she left behind are poems, dictionaries, and many tragicomedy. While flipping through these books, I felt like it was as if she had... That's right. Writing, drawing, and taking photographs. It seems like... Speaking of taking photographs, when I was helping you to take the photo previously, I did not look through... Despite having visited many cities in Amphorius, I still understand nothing about the world beyond this... Forget it. Let's talk about this in the future.
I'd love to go in and take a look.
That's right. Oh, partner, you're back just in time. Good news. Some background information for you. The Council of Elders this is the most important social event of Akima. Despite her vision and wisdom that spans across thousands of years, every 5 to 10 years, during the assembly, the representatives will vote on major issues such as whether... That is correct. However, the problem lies in the fact that there are ill-intentioned... We can refer to them as the opposition. During the assembly, the Citizens' Assembly is just around the corner. But this time... I'm afraid that the Council of Elders might want to take... Aglaya will surely take back Circe's core flame. But with Anax's current condition, he has always been someone that is only concerned about his own research. Anaxa has never believed in the prophecy, so technically it cannot be considered a betrayal. As I believe in his character, I plan to plead with Aglaya and try to buy more... Allow me to apologize for the fact that we always seem to be troubling you. Go and rest and regain your strength. Oh, right. You can read this scroll if you want to...
Esteemed one, Orynyx's vacant totem awaits. If you have already made your preparations to become a pillar of...
Little Gray and Mem, your resolves cannot be questioned. We praise your purity. Get ready to assume Orynyx's divinity, Trailblazer. The divine position of Orynyx has already been vacant for... We can feel the space of the trial closing. As there isn't much of their soul left, we'll have to complete the ceremony before there's... The eighth core flame coveted by the miracle. That once it shall now be returned by the two elected heroes of the Chrysosairs. A traveler who is upright. Who? Mem. Both of you, please, come. Recite along with us. O Majesty of the 12 Titans, Pillar, we seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world. Fill our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in... These are just words meant to make the prayer seem more solemn. Please. And surrender. Orynyx. Their soul has been waiting.
Perhaps they're also quietly waiting for the arrival of their successor. The last time I heard this,
Don't worry, Aglaya. He's tougher than I am, right?
Traveler from beyond the sky, let us pray that the Titan acknowledge...
Although he loves cracking jokes at inopportune times, his determination is as strong as the Chrysosairs. He will definitely... While he's away, I would like to have a chat with you, Aglaya.
speak.
Slap, slap! Wake up! How is it? How do you feel? Right? I think that it's amazing too! Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I have such a cute voice! It must be because of all the memories that I collected. Also, listen. The word mother. Mother. It hurts. Have I finally reached Orynyx? Oh, how heartbreaking. Ever since the figured drape, we are going to help alleviate their pain. Memories.
broken. Mother, where?
Mother? Who are they calling out for?
You. It's you. A Sky Father has gazed upon you. Mother is calling for you. Sky Father has... Mother is no longer... Something important.
Oryx, listen to me. Aren't you tired? Throughout the long years, you have always been protecting the fate of Amphorius. There's no need for you to bear this any longer, Oryx. From today onwards, someone else will bear time on your behalf. This is why we have come.
Freedom. Freedom. I want freedom.
Oh, poor child. Everything will be fine. Let us help you. You can have a good...
You have potential, willpower, powerful, and tenacious. But you just want
lacking something.
is a future.
Future?
Traveler from the sky. You should have dissipated already. The gaze from the Sky Father. Stabilize your form. Because from the moment you cross the sky, your life right now, you are simply a collection of walking memories.
What? How is that possible?
The space. Someone must inherit if the pillar is lost. The laws of Amphorius will succumb to. Time never compromises, never forgives, never makes a child of humanity. Tied to time, restrains everything that it
Oryx's divinity is dissipating?
Pathstrider of remembrance, the fate of the world. If you wish to go and find your future that has been even if that means you'll have to challenge that. Hand of shadow, clasped with unyielding fingers.
I heard you two talking about Thanatos. She has left the vortex and returned to the garden. Shall we go and look for her? Thanatos is... Oh, right. There's something that I have to tell you. The Chrysosaurs already know everything that has happened to you. I was too worried, so I told them everything. Please don't hate me, okay?
Mister, I'm right here. Please stay there and slowly... Just as I expected. Back at the Grove, I was puzzled as to why you were not affected by my curse. I thought that it might have been the special ability of I'm sorry. I should have noticed that something was... Mister, if my abrupt behavior just now offended you, I'm just thinking... If your soul has really left your body, as a mortician, I might...
Cass! Did you find anything?
My apologies. Not as of yet. But, Mister, would you be willing to let me try again? This time, I'll increase... I have never touched the living in this way before. I seem to have caught a glimpse of something. But perhaps it might not be a bad thing. If your soul is still wandering around, it means that we still have time. Clues. Just a few more. The connection has been severed. With my It was me. I was a little too hasty. Don't worry, mister. Although we currently have no leads, I will do my best to search for the I know that I'm lacking in confidence, but I hope that you can keep Amphorius needs you. Lady Aglaia and Lord Finon are currently discussing some matters in the paths. They're worried about you too. If possible, please go there and let them know that you're well. Also, please accept this Styxian fable. Reading can help one to focus and relax. I hope that reading this...
Species are disappearing.
Lady Aglaia and...
They're here.
Partner! Hyacinth said you definitely wake up. That's the medical prowess of the Twilight Courtyard.
You've completed the trial of time. And I have to admit that the process went better than I expected. However, I never expected that. Two people who...
That's what we have been talking about. Mighty has been in Akima for such a long time, but has no one thought to study his indestructible body?
Many have had this idea, but so far, nevertheless, now is not the time, Cypher. If anyone in this world knows I'll try and get her to return to Akima. But do be prepared for a less than ideal outcome. Please understand that throughout the history of M4, it is my duty. We too require you to bear. But before that,
What's wrong, Aglaya?
omens always come in pairs. A tiny heir, it's Anaxagoras. He has initiated.
In the end.
I earnestly hope that your assessment of him is accurate. Otherwise, the efforts of my teacher and I of the past millennium.
I'm back here again. I remember this dream.
Hey! Excuse me! What is this place?
The mutters of the traveler are in a language I'm unable to comprehend. Or perhaps...
Tell me, which titan reigns over this land?
Hand of... Shadow. Hand of Shadow Thanatos. Could this...
Not. Then where is this? River of Souls? The outskirts of the Netherrealm? Are you heading down?
The Netherrealm. Titan rejects. Listen.
What? The traveler lifts their wrinkled fingers and remains. I look in the direction they are pointing and listen closely. The sound of tides. I can hear it. I hear it deep within the tides. A voice about to
Child of humanity, is it death's embrace you yearn for with... Oh, you have awoken. Welcome back. Your consciousness is dissipating much faster than I expected. Ultimately, it's...
How much longer can my consciousness remain in the mortal realm?
In my estimation, at best, you'll see 15...
15.
What is it? Are you finally starting to become attached?
On the contrary, 15 days feels a little too long. Stop giggling. It's time for us to go.
Let me ask you one more question.
What betrayal is there to speak of when I was...
What about that white-haired student of yours? Acting so recklessly, do you not care about...
There will be a price to pay for blind faith. This is also...
You truly are a strict teacher.
Of course. This is how I've always been.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It's been a while, Lord Anaxagoras. I greet you on behalf of all the citizens of Akima, and express...
It's you. I never...
Buy carefully into Lent.
There are Antikytherans here? They have...
I extend to you. I am Lycurgus, though you may call me Ligus, holding an honorary position within the Council of Elders in Akima.
You can see that...
You know about us. We Antikytherans perceive the world through, just as I am conscious that Lady Aglaya is secretly listening in on our private meeting from a...
The demigod should know better, for such is her station. Spare those poor threats, and just let her listen.
May I interpret this as you...
I need not any plan, because she can do nothing other than petty espionage. As the Citizens' Assembly approaches, and with Ornyx, while I, Anaxagoras, serving as the Grove's special envoy to Akima's citizens, let's forego the formality of asserting authority.
Very well. She's been waiting. Follow me, please. Is there something?
Nothing, really. It's just a question that I contemplate every time before I ascend to Dawn Cloud.
Ah, a pondering truly deep. Time.
While all living beings must ultimately face their demise.
Are you suggesting that Kefali may not have truly passed?
Yes. For dying implies an ongoing process. In contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grander scale.
Ah, an intriguing cut.
Perhaps the gods in their arrogance deemed it beneath.
Could you...
Circes, the kin of the Sky Father as recounted in myths, now resides within my brain.
Oh.
That very well could be true.
In that case...
It's worth a try. I believe, and because I completely concur with you on the... Please, Professor.
The children of humanity have indeed created...
Welcome to Dawn Cloud. The atmosphere here carries a greater sense of solemnity. Only esteemed beings grace this place. And among them, I've received priests, scholars...
Once deemed a blasphemer, now a surrogate for revered divinity.
I'll notify Kindness and the others of your arrival. Kindly, in the meanwhile, you're welcome to explore the vicinity, but kindly...
I'm well aware of Kindness's methods. There's no need...
As you wish.
Alas, I had hoped for a brilliant plan from you, but it turns out you...
Save your concerns. I know...
I shall do... Now that I look around, I wonder if there are any murals bearing my portrait around here.
Off you go. This Titan appears to be quite at ease. I should have...
Be aware, I can hear you perfectly well from here.
Even blasphemous scholars can come here, it seems. Anaxagoras, I thought that you had died.
As Kefali's priest, are you not aware of the decorum of respecting the dead?
Surely you jest. You blasphemous heretics, let me remind you that you're currently in Dawn Cloud, so you'd better keep your deranged language to yourself.
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry right now. I can't believe that as I see it, a dead Titan can't provide you with this level of confidence.
You. Seeing how fond of you Elder Kindness is, I shall let that slide for now.
Seeing as we were able to hear of this matter from the mouths of others, it seems that Kindness...
Oh my, what a thrilling confrontation. Are
you praising or insulting him?
Praising him, of course. As a believer of the god of
Didn't you hear me? I asked you to leave. Go as far away from here as possible. Don't mutter.
Anaxa? Word has it that the scholars of the Grove valiantly perished resisting the Black Tide.
You could say it's the fates toying with us.
It's only the Crimnoans and Idonians who chase glory through death. So, are you here to report the incident to the Council? I heard that after the Black Tide devoured the Grove...
Tell me, how much does the
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Circe's and Orynyx's fall, they proclaimed in the Council that the Flame Chasers could not... Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her...
No surprises there, those shifty opportunists.
Being an opportunist could vary...
Shouldn't you be searching for murals of yourself?
I was really curious to see how you would find the middle ground, but it seems as though this kindness is much more ruthless than Aglaia.
I'm afraid you'll be sorely I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
Oh.
Every plant, every tendril, no, even every leaf could be the
As a result, mere mortals who did not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree instead. Their wisdom was...
This mural is quite abstract.
I really can't tell whether you are praising or demeaning yourself. No.
Of course I find such stylistic devices. For all we know, this could be the answer to the question what...
I, for one, am not willing to admit that
Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to refine...
Since you are aware of this, why did you save...
From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate...
How do two lunatics cope?
Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawncloud... What, then, is the intent...
The entire plan is stored in my memory. So why don't you...
Then... 1-year-old? Oh my. Even a member of the preeminent 7 sages must hug his...
That's enough.
How unusual. Your soul is actually trembling.
Since our days are both... This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll...
So there are other members in your family, eh?
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? Go on. Continue flipping. It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you reach the memories of when I was 5.
Oh, the Black Tide is everywhere.
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefal...
This...
Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard of yours. When I was pursuing my education...
Oh, I remember that person.
Not only that, he also believed that life, as well as the composition, moved since all living things stemmed from the same origin.
Anaxa? I did it, teach, but this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause you to be burned at the Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her. Otherwise, the both of us will be judged by the Council of the 7 Sages.
Calm down, teacher. She's still not in the mortal realm. Even to...
What?
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Tanatos's grip. Equivalent exchange. All I received...
Let it go, Anaxa. As one of my best students, I can never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased, and never...
Since I was able to see it, you're right, teacher. It's time for...
I am sincerely glad for you, child.
I wish to
continue the research into souls, but you know that the Grove has long since understood his philosophy like the...
No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become... I have grasped the truth with my bare hands. watch as I turn this.
Who would have thought such a secret lay However, this story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan. In fact,
The answer lies within the tale. If even you cannot understand it, perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. My story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell me your secret. After
as expected, unfortunately, even if I was willing to talk about my past.
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reason Titan is...
Child of humanity, remember this.
Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random...
Not only that, you're the only one who can shed light on my query.
Is that...
Lord Anaxa. I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering whether you were caught in a delirium. I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met up with the Council of Elders and is awaiting your arrival.
Carefully. The one who created the world. If you truly have not met your end, how will you...
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people who hold...
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the Demigod Council, esteemed guests.
Lord Anaxagoras, I've heard head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's... Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please be so kind.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation.
So, you wish to...
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya, and as to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that, I can only say this. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation...
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds...
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment, but now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters and dissenters, just like how there are two types of people.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious. This tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. May the both of us carry out our duties with honor.
Oh my, 50.
Using death to prove myself fits my intent.
What strong conviction you have. As expected of the hero who dared to
As expected.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid.
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner some...
Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains.
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargain. You're well aware how valuable Cersei's core flame will be in the era Chrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act...
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true... Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our... She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has... Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow?
I believe you're aware of Castorus the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akama, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. As compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you decide to cut open my chest...
At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the great... However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens?
Although the circumstances are rather unfortunate from an objective point of view, it is an undeniable fact the Council of Elders needs more backing if it wishes to topple Aglaya. At the very least, I have served as the Grove's special envoy to Akama for a significant amount of time.
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere, and at this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akama that it will always remain loyal to them.
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatch. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the...
Oh. Well, I do believe...
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on...
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are... So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine...
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wish to chat with me and had... However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as... No. More like two core flame. At the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also...
Oh?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders. Is this the outcome that you wish to see?
Fine. I will handle... But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma, unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect...
Well, what do you know?
I've got to say that you've managed to really
Dying to know what I'm after.
I mean, I'm the reason, Titan, after all.
Easy there. You'll learn I didn't bring it up with her, purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros.
An expected visitor. Welcome. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come. I have no reason to refuse you.
You may not, but kindness has. Whoever gets hold, she's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths. Are you still willing to let him pass?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to...
How convenient.
It is truly my... Please, go ahead. Oh, a bygone myth tells of an occasion where carefully Watts answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Go on ahead. Take this Yanis shortcut, and
I have to admit, I never expected you.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve. I believe carefully will not deprive you of your right to ask.
I hope things go...
Putting a it is my hope that you bring a much-needed change.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawncloud's peak.
What a splendid view. Isn't it a...
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those... And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about...
I must be getting ahead of myself to...
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? All right, we're just a short hike away from Kefali.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphorius gets a new lease on life...
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight.
Why? I know how far I can go.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to get...
Wait. Is that... Circe? Hey. Look at...
Huh?
Do we even...
Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip?
Ah, yes.
It's on the black tide destroyed every last inch of my Kali.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios. From their prized ores and molten...
Hey, Circes.
Nias? No.
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior like...
No. I have no...
This is
again.
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
What?
Seems like the price of becoming a
Kaos. Damn, I've never heard of this person.
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way.
Let's just hope we...
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain...
Kaos. This...
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. The souls of people.
What? But... if those are...
Beats me. For all I know, let's just keep going. As long as I take in more...
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even...
Fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very amusing. So...
Of course. If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't...
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If...
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting it.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would...
Calypso? She's one of the Seven. No, she can't be. I would know her name if... Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso... Circes? Daggone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left...
We're here, finally. So, I don't get very well then. So, I'm back here. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides. Behind the closed door. This time, the voice.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Kaos too?
Yes, and we've...
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst-case scenario is that he's...
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense and besides, we both know Kaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else.
Everything that I see and hear this time, what may seem like a mundane conversation, is in truth the conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek... But no, I will not do... Because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always fusing a mortal soul with that of a titan.
What are you thinking about? Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Events of the past, huh? I stood at this very spot back then. Imagine... Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the titan that imprisoned you and... But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth. It's just... I never thought Gray would meet with some... Yeah, there's no rest for the weary. In any case, what we're looking for could be any... Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief?
Ну-ка, мне кое-что интересно. Это же это, да, ну-ка. Полидевский. А нет, блять, я думал, это... Ладно. Просто если я не ошибаюсь, по сюжету будет как бы она вроде сестра, или как быть, как сестра Кострова, типа того вроде. Если я не ошибаюсь, блядь. Если не ошибаюсь, Поликси, или как ее зовут, то ли сестра Кострова, то ли близнецы, то ли кто, я где-то это слышал, блядь. Так что не надо. По факту вы используете сюжет, ну, как говорится, кому ли не похуй.
Really now? This is... or you could sit back and... I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please.
Ебать, лицо расхуярил. Бля. Так, ну, автобой. Или туда шагать. КП, конечно, жаль будет, но похуй.
As you wish. Desperate for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphoria. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here. This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching this. Might is an understatement. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer
Oh? Let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are Sure, go ahead. Nearly everyone in Amphorius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is... That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini Treaty cannon could slip past their wall. The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. As the sage of the Venerationists, if we were to place the 7 sages on the scale... Newsporists primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas. No, Anaxa often says that everything... Perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists. With sacrificial rituals. That's what I'd like to know. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove? This is the Library of Philia, a place where, other than books written by the 7 schools, we've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. Whew, you've got me there. Some said there are too many books in the Library of Philia. I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxa established his school, are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual... The first allegation was... Do you agree? Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way. Instead, needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing... Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against... It was only after a brief silence that he answered. I have never denied. Yes, I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab. It's a well-kept secret. among the seven sages, even the administrators of the Library of Philia, with the grove in this state, I'm sure
Не понял. Что делать? Алло. Ёбаный рот твой. А че не работает? А, подожди. Ёбаный рот. Ладно. Пешком пройдусь. А, не могу. Блять, а... Извините. Либо я тупой, либо я что-то не помню. Ты на приколе, блядь? Ну, блять, ну пиздец эти механики.
this is the place. But materials for alchemical experiments, matrix. No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high risk, That bookshelf over. What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on... It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her. But now, it seems... Danny, look at this. My biggest fear. It's come true. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation. Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Do you remember when the Black Tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Cersei's court. That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with... Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the Black Tide was closing it... Exactly. When the Black Tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was... No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results... The manuscripts detailing all the Like, what? There's... No. He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us, it's...
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world, so that students like you may still learn about the night sky, much like how the sky above the holy city is also.
So, the skies...
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that often people know more than they let on.
And they're just deluding themselves. People believe in... We have already realized that we live in a world where titans make the...
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of...
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets...
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become but above all else, my days are numbered.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us.
You're right. Go. Establish your own. Find out what we are. Become the one who...
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just
So, if I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the...
Before such power, does it make any difference?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. They call me a blasphemer, Circes. But as I see it, Titans...
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave...
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when the source of life is what I wish to grasp? To understand what makes up the soul. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed... How then is a soul born? That...
And by the sound of it, you have already...
No. I have already drawn a conclusion.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here. His life hangs by a thread. I must ask...
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent...
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might...
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life.
I see. In that...
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Tanatos's whereabouts?
Before I begin, I must confess I had... As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact. The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier.
Anaxa, you are in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circe?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was...
Of course, because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
Huh? That's the name I made up on a whim when... And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of...
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. The answer is evident, isn't it? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was...
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to...
I knew you would, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually...
You can revive a titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective. And if I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did.
I have news from Hyacinth and Danhung. Anaxa might be trying to do something with
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer. No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves at what we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Till then, it's best to get used to this.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council!
It's been a while. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Crateros.
Shh! Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low.
My bad.
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw us...
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight.
You have my gratitude.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting...
That's her.
Looks like you can...
We should get back. Thank you for the...
Так, секундочку. Мне нужно отлучиться ненадолго. Так, я вернулся. Так, ну, скорее всего, немножечко позаписываю. Первая серия, в принципе, будет готова. Так что да.
By Kefali into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed.
Aglaya! What happened here?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping...
What do you mean?
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized this has come a lot sooner than I expected. But perhaps it is time.
Yes, this is my duty.
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. There is no glory in winning this debate. But that makes having respect for humans so much...
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations and win.
Oh, You've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphorius was home. Yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kephales's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now, the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left. Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Now, which of the two would lead mortal?
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How does
Let the three titans of calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those titans. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these 2 heroes, I can promise...
Aren't they Chrysos heirs?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya is unfit to speak on behalf of every...
Era Chrysia! Era...
Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Naxa. So
Don't worry, Aglaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to
Tell me, dear citizens, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Amphoria.
He's one of the 7 sages.
Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as...
Remember what I previously said? Kephales's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this...
If we eliminate death, then there's no need. Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn.
After the destruction of the 3 titans of calamity, the flame...
Era Chrysia! Yes!
This is bad. The masses...
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges...
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. However, Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death, will...
What? With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady... Thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare...
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften?
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the flame chase journey has been preordained...
Well then, I guess...
It seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa,
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions.
In that case...
In actuality, he showed me a past that was both...
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier.
Anaxa, you were in the Nether...
Yes, I am but a living dead man now.
Have you heard of this tale? A tale about the ocean gods treasured? It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times. Think until one day, an evil dragon descended upon the town. Its wings were large enough to blot out the sun, while it barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. The queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon. It was then that a devious, smooth-talking... The princess was reborn. The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul... Worse still, the souls of the deceased refused entry to the Nether. Terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter...
Until?
Until?
Oh, my... It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites. So, according to your story, this... And yet, what exactly is this?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it...
Oh, my goodness. Is this...
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play.
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy.
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that...
Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable.
A fable, you say?
I guess it might be the concept of...
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something... What? At a loss for words?
No. I merely realized that we're both thinking...
Indeed. As expected of the wisest...
You flatter me. Why don't I...
Of course! What is your question?
If I imparted my knowledge, would you use it to resurrect someone?
What? What kind of strange question is this?
Let's just leave... Oh?
Death is inevitable. In the days, if such a mighty power really existed, after all, you, me, and the rest. My time is finally here.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will... It is a pity that fate is such...
Is there no other way of interpreting those?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one... I'm afraid that the proposition... My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. How absurd. My time is almost up. What should we do?
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and lead...
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an...
Trial, prophecy, the topics that they... But these three people must not have left their names in the epics.
Amphorius' history before the Titans were born. I have long held three hypotheses about this.
Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior...
Regarding this matter, Nias, are you confident?
Of course. Though, I am worried about...
Looks like you have made up.
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor. You...
Please, young lady, witness my fall and demise.
I do not understand. Why?
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me. Furthermore, a valorous death before glorious return has always... Despite being... Let's chat, young lady. Perhaps I shouldn't end... Since there's still time, I'm not...
Of course. This has the embodiment of Nikador's divinity. He entrusted his life to us. That means...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These here... If so, the chosen one of death that he's...
Polixia! Is the previous form of Thanatos?
If this is true, as long as we can find...
But before that, we first need to witness... Nikador's courage is a testament that they have never won...
I've heard that these words are still engraved in cast...
Courage.
And finally...
Cheer up, young lady. There is no need to show...
All farewells in this world.
No, young lady. As a warrior, I have witnessed too many bitter days.
Although only a sliver of your soul remains.
To be honest, I don't know either. But I am certain of one thing. I am just enjoying what remains of my life.
Enjoying?
Indeed. Along this journey that we've taken together, and now I have reached the journey's end.
But when you depart the mortal realm, separation and death are two sides of the same coin.
Finally, let me recount to you a story. The first time I returned from the battlefield, the calamity had devoured everybody on the battlefield. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended. It was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky, and do you think that it'd be better if we just died on the road? To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders.
To someone who is currently experiencing death. Now please, go away and don't block my starlight.
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between...
That's exactly what life is, and death is. But a scale to... Therefore, young lady, don't detest your fate.
The embodiment of strife, telling me about the majesty?
Indeed. I believe it is time for me to knock on death's door. When that moment finally comes...
I knew this day would eventually...
Are the both of you...
Polixia, I'm here. What? This...
This is quite interesting indeed.
Is this... Polixia's sister? Is it... me? Now, it's time for us to fulfill our promises. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of? That I... You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains. As foretold in the prophecy, and according to our vows, once it all ends... Even if it was prophesied. Let me do it, sister. Let me be death's sacrifice. I was the one who wasted your life after all. You're wrong, Polixia. I don't think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination, it was was you who sowed the seeds for this sea of flowers. Besides, I have lived a fulfilling life. Even though I was fated for sacrifice, none of the... How could my memories of you... Well then, tell me, what exactly are we? I don't know either. But regardless of what the answer is, regardless of how we're shaped by ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I will always... We're twins, after all. All right, my dear Polixia. It's time to extract my heart. After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophesied new world.
If I imparted my knowledge of the art, would you use it to resurrect someone you love?
Death is inevitable. If such a mighty power really existed, even now. This is why, sister, in the prophesied new world, I shall go now. Return to the ocean god's treasured pearl. I shall open wide the entrance to the nether realm and grant you a second life. Remember, do not look back on the land of the dead. As for the price of our equivalent exchange.
Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible with the... I'm certain of this now. Before the titans that we are... Just like the flame chase journey of today.
What a startling revelation.
I believe that this is the truth behind the Era Nova.
This is, besides, those twins in the past. Even...
Are their whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't Polixia mention that in our world, there exists a city which perfectly matches...
But the people there worship Vagusa and bear no relation to Thanatos.
Take this.
This is...
The new Sporist masterpiece. The philosophy. Remember? I've mentioned before that the art of alchemy is all about conversion. To think about the story of the dragon. This stone will lead...
You still look as confident in your victory as ever.
Simple. I shall merely admit to the entire world that However, my line of thinking will not fail, because I have already planted the seeds of doubt. Actions speak louder than words, Castoris. With the assembly about to...
I've already searched for so long. I'm willing, but before I leave, I have another question.
That was the world imprinted in Kefali's soul. If we are to prove its existence, you must take the final step.
I understand.
Hey, child of humanity.
Don't get antsy. I still remember the question you posed. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions.
I merely wanted to ask, if so,
Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. Now I'm merely forsaking my body.
Why are you always finding ways to die?
This is but a necessary sacrifice.
Can someone who's dead even claim to be the purest of them all?
No, it's just the opposite. It means that I can actually ascend to godhood. And...
That's...
Lady Aglaya, please. You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regard. Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with Kindness. But I know this runs counter to your wishes. So long as we do not usher in Era Nova, honestly, it's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons in this. The Titan could be very near. I cannot let this chance slip by.
Well said. You already had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos. A world without death.
If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours... Lord Mighty showed me that without taking the first step, all talk of what...
I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass. And I am glad to have heard your Styxia. I visited that place in the past. Though it go, I will not stand in your way. As for you, you are someone who... Castoris. I too look forward to your journey.
I hate to put a damper on if Styxia is now an island surrounded...
The answer is quite simple. In the Mids, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, and if they could do that, then it follows that the demigod who inherited their divinity will see you at Memorial Palace at Action Hour tomorrow.
Так, ну что ж, давайте первую серию будем заканчивать, в принципе, подходящий момент. Так что, давайте увидимся в следующей серии. Пока-пока.